I just had a healing cord cutting session with a shaman, and I'm going to share it with you guys. It's a voice and text message, so I've recorded it, and you're going to have to listen along and then read the text in between. I wanted to share it with you guys, even though I think my situation, I don't see many other people resonating with the exact thing that I was going through, but if you've been through, S trauma, you might be able to mold your story and relate to what she's talking about and what I have been going through, and mold it to your situation, and hopefully you'll be able to come to some kind of healing or feeling like I just have. I feel like I just let go of a lifetime of of this trauma that's been associated with last year. I had memories come back of me being molested by my priest, telling my parents, and them ignoring me to the point where I was like, hey, anytime church comes up, I'm at the top of a tree. I'm a lion, they're an elephant, they can't get me there. So that's what I did until I just was like, I ain't going back. No one's gonna listen to me, then I'm gonna climb to the top of a tree, right? These are memories that just came back to me last year, and the interesting thing about them is they actually solved a puzzle, a question I've had my whole life. As you'll see in this session, there's always been a part of me, throughout my entire life. I look back and I see, any interactions I've had with ladies that didn't involve me having a 26 or a vodka in my system back in my 20s. For the most part, if I was interacting with a woman, there was a part of me that felt like I was doing something wrong by advancing, even if she was given all the signs. There was something, a part of me that was like, well, what if that's not what they want, and I'm making them feel bad. And I never knew why I felt like that, because I never had any memories of any, S trauma in my life. And then all these memories started coming back, and I was like, oh, okay. So I was like, so this feeling was how I felt as a child, and this is what this is about. And this woman helped me release that. And if you'd like to work with her, you can contact her at TikTok at Paranormal Help Support.
Okay. Okay, so to get started, how this works is I'm going to be directing you on what to visualize while I'm working over here spiritually with my items. I'm going to go grab my materials, and I'm going to have you start with visualizing red all around you. And then I want you to close your eyes and tell me if you have any feelings come to the surface that you want to talk about, or any sort of thoughts that you want to discuss. And then I'm going to have you, well, we'll kind of go from there. Yeah. So I want you to sit down, and I want you to imagine yourself being chained, okay, all around that blackness. I want you to visualize being chained down to a chair and tell me how you feel. Okay. So what I want you to do now that you're visualizing being chained, I want you to have your spiritual self, your soul, step out of your vessel. So imagine yourself sitting there, but then imagine yourself stepping out of your body. Okay. And let me know how you feel after you do that. Okay, good. Now I want you to visualize having a weapon and looking around and seeing the cords. I'm going to be over here cutting the cords, but I want you to see the cords and visualize your own self cutting them as well. So when you see the cords, okay, yes, when you see the cords, be very careful because we're going to cut around your groin and all around the lower part of your body. These are your sexual cords. And I want you to let me know if you have any sort of feelings that arise while you're doing it, and we'll kind of go from there. Yep, keep cutting. It might take a few times to get it into your energetic field that these are being cut. Just keep cutting. I'm going to work over here, and let me know once you cut them that they stay gone. When you think about your past and how you lost your free will, essentially, do you often feel powerless sometimes in life when you're trying to get a hold of your life? Does it feel like powerless almost when you're trying to be with a woman? Yeah. So when you look back, you understand that you were a child. When you advance on women now, they're adults. Do you feel that they don't have the capacity to protect themselves? Um, what I mean by this is, like, do you think that women wouldn't stand up for themselves to let you know that they're feeling this way? Hmm. Yeah, I'm speaking with your guides on how to heal. Yeah, so as adults, they have the wherewithal to say yes to something and no to something. And boundaries are important. And you feeling like, what if I make them feel that way, is not helping yourself just because of the fact that if you do make them feel that way, you're not causing them harm. They are adults that can work on boundaries and help themselves. You're very welcome. Yeah, we don't grow when we're comfortable. We grow when we're uncomfortable. We can't work on our boundaries or help ourselves when when we're just comfortable. The only time we will work and on our boundaries and help ourselves is when we're uncomfortable. And this is why the universe works like this, is because we grow through uncomfortability. That's why they call it growing pains. And as adults, we have the ability to be like, hey, sorry, I'm losing my voice. We have the ability to work on ourselves through people. And so when we're put in situations that are less than what we want, we have the ability to stand up for ourselves and work on ourselves. So hopefully this helps you. Okay, how are we doing with cutting? Do they seem mostly gone now? Okay. No, you're okay. I'm just give me like 5 minutes. I'm just gonna work over here on some chords for a second, and then we'll kind of go to the next step. Okay, perfect. So remember how we had you chained down to the chair? I want you to cut all those chains, use a weapon of your choice, and then let me know when you're done. Perfect. Okay, now I want you to step back into your body and tell me what you feel.